Hi, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. Wanted to share a message with you. Got a few moments, and I got something I think is absolutely fantastic. It is, at least to me, and hopefully it might just be to you. And if it is, maybe the two of us together could equal something that's better than all of that for all of us. I was trying to think of a subject matter, someone to speak to, and I think that it is essential that perhaps this message that I do today go out to those who suffer the most. Send this message out to the poor people of the world. This message. But my subject is have and have not. The haves and have nots. Now, I want to use this moment to kind of give you some idea of what's really going on. Many of you have been, especially in America, heard about Christianity. You've heard something about God, and you've heard about the angels in heaven. And you heard about some Lucifer, some fantastic, wonderful, all beautiful angel in heaven that felt to be more than anyone else, to be bigger than anyone else, to be better than anyone else. So like if a man was on earth and he would say that he was the smartest man on earth, or if he to say that he knew more than people who knew more, but he knew more. Just lying, you know. So that's the kind of stuff we've heard about, that stuff in heaven, right? It happened there, so you would kind of understand that it might happen down here. And so it is, my friends, that if we're judging it by that same message of I am and you aren't and all of that negative stuff, then we can say that that's exactly what's possibly happening. You might not want to go that far and say that's all that's happening, but having something to do with what's happening. But for me, that's all I see that's happening. I mean, from the teeniest, obvious point to the most obvious point. That's the way I see it. I see it because the love that is generated from the opposite that's not apparent anyway. Having out bologna sandwiches to those that are hungry might seem to be a great work, but passing out bologna sandwiches to those that are hungry, while at the same time you're keeping them from having the abundance that they need, just like you. So all of a sudden it doesn't seem too wonderful passing out bologna sandwiches. So what I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, is that you're poor. Most of you won't even hear this message, but maybe someone else might who cares about your being poor. You're not poor because of God. God prepared it that every last one of us can live as though we were in heaven, where all of our needs, all of our wants, and all our desires are met. It is based upon our being receptive to love or not guided by selfishness. The world is based on selfishness. That's why we have the haves, and that's why we have the have-nots. That is man. This is created by man. Every system of government on earth is created by man, and man is willing to do whatever is necessary to maintain this system. In Israel, there's a war going on because man wanting to maintain that dominance, that supremacy, the same one that they were talking about, this angel in heaven trying to take over, and the people of the earth using the same practice, the same basic principles, the same goals to achieve that. So I just wanted you to know, ladies and gentlemen, that the things that happen between blacks and whites, that's evidence of our being on the wrong path. The thing that happens between the Russians and all that, it is an expression of what we are sharing here. So when we look out at what's happening in the world, and we hear of the babies having their heads cut off or smashed against the wall, when you hear bombs going into hospitals and blowing them apart, I don't want you to ask the question, how does God let this happen? You ask yourself, how do you let this happen? It wasn't God, it was you. And that means all yous. Thank you.